What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and doing this intro is pretty tough while sick. But with this video, I wanted to welcome you to the jungle and finally do Kraven's Hunt in PvP. Thank you to Matt for this awesome graphic, by the way. I don't know exactly how we're going to do this, but it's been too long since I made a video, and I'm definitely missing it. So for any of you who have missed my videos, just know I also hate not being able to make them. And I'm always going to try to do my best, so let's just see how it goes. For our first team up, we're using the Sinister 6 teammates, and we have the Venom Launcher. It's a quick action that applies envenomed, so that counts as a poison for other effects. It's a pretty awesome quick action to have, if you're going to be using Kraven. We are going to start by using that even though the enemy agent's going to step up and take it. Plus Thor's immune to poison anyways. Next, we're going to go ahead and use the Smothering Shadow. First, after making sure they didn't have magic warding. By the way, it's pretty crazy how popular Beta Ray is right now. It seems like after I started using him on my defense, he's just about on every team I face. Definitely not something I saw coming, but with these two tacticians, we'll take it. And by the way, just for anyone who wonders, I saw the doctor today, and I got some medicine, so hopefully my voice comes back, and I just feel better overall. Right now, some days are better than others, but it's been pretty rough. Now after Thor does a very big hit on our agent, with the lizard we kinda have a tough go because he only has melee attacks. But we'll use his AoE, and we have made that catastrophic with the Calamitous AISO. So the good news is it applies hobbled, fumbling, and disadvantage. All very helpful debuffs. Then, as the enemy Bill attacks, he takes a preemptive counter. Unfortunately, he is still alive, and he lands a I say thee nay. But we still can't take debuffs, so we're doing okay. And now the Kraven gets his first attack. We're going to start with Be Prepared, shout out to the Lion King, and after we make our trap, we're then going to use our level 2 on the enemy agent. Because of the hemorrhaging AISO, it's going to cause damage right away, and since he's poisoned, we'll do a follow-up attack. That level 1 also has hemorrhaging. We also place the Gamma Blade AISO on that level 1, so it adds radiation exposure as well. All in all, Kraven's a pretty tough character, especially once you customize him, he's going to end up doing a lot of damage. It certainly can build up. However, like I said, Thor is immune to poison, so that's going to cut him down some, and that's one of his weaknesses for sure. There are a lot of characters that are immune to poison. But still, these two teammates aren't going to have any problems winning this first match. In fact, Thor's just going to go down to dots on his next turn. Now, once we move on to our second team, I think it's another one we really wondered about, and that's going to be Kraven with Shanna. We are facing a Spitfire right away. And that's not going to be great for our infiltrator. It's kind of funny how that works out. As soon as we put her on our team, we face a Spitfire. But I do think we're going to end up making it. Unfortunately, the enemy team has Warding Essence, so we're not going to be able to put any debuffs like Poison just yet. But like normal, we're still going to start with our level 2, and that is a range attack. Sadly though, it misses. Then after Star-Lord hits our agent, he gets another turn. They get a follow-up rapier attack. And fortunately, my agent's going to go next. So we will remove their warding essence. Great timing on that because the Hunter's net trap goes next, and we reflect stopping Star-Lord's attack. We get another turn, and so this time, we're going to use the Venom Launcher, and that should apply poisoned just to their agent. So agent. Now many of you know Shanna also works off of poison. However, after we use Nature's Bounty as a quick action, we're going to use combat reflexes, and then I'm not going to melee attack their agent. Instead, we're going to go with our pinning prick on Spitfire. But just to let you know about Shanna, she does reduce incoming damage from poison attackers by 20%. Plus she performs a follow-up attack on single target attacks against poison targets. So yeah, both her and Kraven will do a follow-up attack on a poison target. So that AoE and Venom from the Venom Launcher works perfectly when they don't have a protector. We could have also just waited, but it's going to work out. Now this time with my agent, we're going to use the Smothering Shadow, but unfortunately it is going to be stopped. And that's one problem with not using the Techno-Organic Endoskeleton. Then their agent's going to attack. He gets a follow-up, but at least we will absorb energy. They're kinda dishing out some damage, but at the same time they're making my agent really tough. So I do thank Spitfire for that. But of course she's going to go back to hitting Shanna. So after this attack, they're also going to get a follow-up rapier hit. And Shanna is quite a bit hurt now. But you know what? Preparation's key. And Kraven must be a good Boy Scout. Unfortunately, he only gets to make that trap. I guess better news is Star-Lord does hit his own Spitfire. But with his second attack, he does land it on my agent. They get another big follow-up hit. And Star-Lord's just getting a ton of attacks. Plus my agent's quite hurt as well. So it's getting a little bit scary. But hey, he's gonna hit his own agent with that one. So we'll take it, that's not bad. Now even though Shanna's pretty much gonna take herself out, we're still gonna use Off the Vine. And since she's poisoned, we will do a follow-up attack. It leaves Spitfire very close to being knocked out. But with all that bleed damage, Shanna does go down. My agent's also kinda borderline here, he could definitely be knocked out as well. Fortunately, Kraven does a preemptive counter that's going to actually knock Spitfire out. Then we can use a Hunter's Thirst to gain Super Heroic. Finally, after becoming prepared once again, we're going to go ahead and use our level 2 on the enemy agent, and it does a 12k non-crit. Then our agent's going to preemptively counter with the Grace Note, and this knocks Star-Lord out. So we end up winning after all. By the way, after Kraven uses that level 9, he becomes a lot tougher. So it's a pretty awesome quick action. As for our final team up, we're going to use Union Jack and Kraven. And if we can get those poison follow-ups, we should be able to trigger Union Jack. So I think it could be a fun team. We're of course facing Victor Mancha and Beta Ray Bill, my exact defense. But I think they also have the brand new gold sale item. So this is the first time we're facing it. I wasn't able to get it myself, but I have heard it's quite good. At least we do get to begin with the Venom Launcher. And that applies in Venom to their entire team. That's right, even Victor Mancha has that debuff. After that, we're going to try to use the Smothering Shadow for some much needed dots. But it gets stopped by the Dark Energy Blade. So that was pretty unfortunate. But we'll use Close the Gap with Union Jack. Then V for Victory on the enemy agent. And we're going to take a Force of Life Blade counter. And that just was unpleasant. But we're not going to give up, we're going to keep attacking him, starting with our level 2. And then we'll do a follow-up with our level 1. Well, he's going to try to reflect it, but we still do fire. So take that. Alright, another counter, so he's going to gain back most of his HP. And then Kraven's going to preemptively counter with Law of the Jungle, which triggers Royal Arms. Or maybe that wasn't the trigger, where you would think he'd fire on the entire enemy team. Either way, who knows, but at least they try to melee attack our agent. And for that, they'll take Absorb Energy damage. Then with Kraven, we're going to lay a trap down. And then we're going to start with our level 2 on the enemy agent. Honestly, we know he's envenomed and he's flanked, but we have to hit him first. Still, we get a follow-up and both attacks miss. That's pretty unlucky. However, with our agent, we're going to use the Grace Note. And if that would have hit, we may have been able to knock out their agent. But hey, our follow-up takes him within knockout range. And his dots do finish him off. Okay, so with that overpowered agent down, we should be fine. And now we're going to go ahead and start some work on Victor Mancha. Mainly because Union Jack's a scrapper. We'll stick to attacking Beta Ray with Kraven. And also we do get a preemptive counter and a Royal Arms, plus his Thunderstruck misses. So on my agent's turn, we'll use the Alluring Light, and then it's on to Kraven. We're going to start his turn as usual with his free action trap. So we're going to use his net trap. One good thing is with the Gracious AISO, it keeps giving our team back stamina. Next we're going to use our level 2 on Beta Ray. And it'll cause hemorrhage damage, plus give us a follow-up attack. Then with our added turn, because we're a tactician, we're going to go ahead and use our level 1. And between this and the follow-up, well, Near Fatal's just going to proc, and that ends him right away. So you're probably like me and thinking, we're doing pretty good here. But with Victor Mancha left, you can't count the battle over. In fact, now they use Magnet Man, it's going to get really annoying. That static charge is ridiculous. And we can't even use our cube, so we're basically going to have to fire the Grace Note. We're going to get met with a preemptive counter, and that's going to trigger static charge every time on our entire team. But at least we do around 11k. Then with Union Jack, we'll start by using his V for Victory. There goes another preemptive. Chain Lightning for everyone. I think by now you kinda get the picture. Plus, he may come back to life, but let's hope this knocks him out. Here we go with that level 2. First though, we have to take our static charge damage. And now here goes Trench Warfare, plus a Service Revolver. And this does knock him out. It could have been worse, but like I said, it all depends on how fast you can knock Victor Mancha out. The good news is, all the teams held up, and they were pretty fun. I enjoy using Kraven, I think he's a pretty decent hero. He has some weaknesses, but all in all, he gets a thumbs up. As for the video, that's it for this one, but I want to thank you all for watching. Ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.